Jason DeFord, also known as Jelly Roll, has inspired and even helped many around the world. The former drug addict, who has been in and out of prison for almost a whole decade, has completely flipped his life around and fully believes in and advocates for second chances as a man who is currently living in his second chance. Jelly Roll, born in Nashville, Tennessee, and raised in Antioch, Tennessee, a small suburb town of Nashville, did not have the most growing up. According to The Guardian, his father was a meat salesman with a side job as a bookie. Meanwhile, his mother struggled with mental health and drug addiction that rooted from pain medication. His mother gave him the nickname Jelly at a young age for being a chunky boy. As that chunky boy, he was made fun of in school for his size, his clothing, and even his background, which always made him feel uncomfortable. Jelly Roll's exposure to drug addiction and mental health issues started at a very young age with his mother. While most children are playing with friends and riding bikes at the age of 13, Jelly Roll felt responsible for taking care of his mother once his parents got divorced. That is when he began to sell drugs to figure out how to make some money for their family, according to biography. At the age of 13, Jelly was held in a juvenile center for being caught with marijuana. By the age 15, Jelly said he had already tried most drugs himself, such as pills, cocaine, acid, meth, and mushrooms. Then by the age of 16, he had been charged as an adult for aggravated assault for trying to steal weed while armed and got an 18-month sentence, says The Guardian. While Jelly did try very many drugs at a young age, he also ended up abusing cough syrup, Xanax, and cocaine, says biography. Jelly Roll spent a decade in and out of prison, which is a good portion of his life, thinking he'd never become something special from his experiences in prison and his history. Jelly Roll's offenses included, but were not limited to, probation violations, failed drug tests, and possessions of crack with intention to resell. According to biography, in Jelly's 2023 documentary, he revealed he had been to jail over 40 times for numerous offenses. According to biography, at the age 23, Jelly Roll was incarcerated for drug dealing. It was during this sentence that Jelly had found out he had become a father from one of the correctional officers. It is said that is when he decided he needed things in his life to change. Shortly after the birth of his daughter, he was transferred to the education unit and earned his GED while in prison. He was then released in 2009. Jelly Roll did not meet Bailey, his daughter, until after her second birthday. At first, Bailey's mother would not allow Jelly Roll to visit his daughter until he could play a consistent role in her life. Later in 2015, Jelly Roll met his current wife, model and former sex worker Alyssa DeFord, who goes by Bunny XO, in 2015 after one of his concerts in Las Vegas. According to Megan Grissom in Country Rebel, at the time that Jelly Roll and Bunny met, she was in an abusive relationship, and they continued as friends. Once Bunny left her abusive relationship, they reconnected romantically. At the time they reconnected, Jelly Roll was still struggling with being homeless. Bunny helped Jelly Roll get back onto his feet financially and even let him a place to stay. Not only has Bunny taken on the role of being Jelly's wife, she also took on the role of being a stepmother to his 2 children from prior relationships, and even helped him gain custody of his children after Felicia, Bailey's mother, became addicted to drugs and went to prison. Even after helping Jelly Roll gain custody, Bunny remained unfriendly relationships with both of his children's mothers, says biography. Despite Jelly Roll's history with drug addiction, prison, and mental health issues, many people around the world, including myself, look up to Jelly Roll. Not only has he changed his ways to better himself for his wife and his children, he has made it a part of his mission to visit, educate, and perform at penitentiaries around the country. He has even testified before Congress at Capitol Hill at a hearing titled "Stopping the Flow of Fentanyl, Public Awareness and Legislative Solutions," says USA Today. Jelly Roll wants to advocate for fentanyl victims and even take accountability for his own past. During this testimony in 2024, he said, "I was a part of the problem. I am now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution," says CBS News. Jelly Roll's music can inspire like no other. Jelly Roll has openly talked about and sings about prison, addiction, and mental health issues. Many people in the world struggle with one of the three. Jelly Roll openly talks about these problems and is one of the most amazing things, as people will not talk about them enough, and it is something everybody needs to be educated on. Some of his most inspiring songs to many are Save Me, Son of a Sinner, and Hard Fought Hallelujah, sung with Brandon Lake. His hard work and dedication to help and educate about these struggles is one of the most inspiring things he does, as not enough people talk about, help with, or educate about these worldwide issues. Yay. I didn't stutter as much
You
that time,
did
guys.
so much
You did
better.
better.
See, this
And
way
you made
better
eye
for
contact.